YouTube, new family, what is going on? Daniel back, another video. We are back, still in Argentina, our second last day here. We just enjoyed a afternoon by the pool. So we got a nice sun, you guys can see it in the back. Very beautiful, probably like 28 degrees, something like that. And last few days had events. So, I was trying to plan a video around that. Obviously there's no excuse, but got to experience a football match, Boca Juniors, which is crazy. A dream I had since I was a kid to go there, and I got to experience that. Also went to a concert, Bad Bunny, and then we went to a carnival yesterday. But yesterday, had some reflections and realized some things also this morning. And I want to, speak, flow, make a video, just give you guys some wisdom and things that, I've seen, especially for myself walking this path. There's always stories, devils that can, make you question if you're ever gonna go back to, a life of, basically living for feelings and not frequency. If you're gonna just, start going to events again and clubs. I went to a soccer match. You can say that's an event or a concert, but like losing yourself in those things, like, losing yourself, like the world tells you is normal. Going to a club and losing yourself in the women there, the environments, the people, the frequency. You lose yourself more to the frequency than anything, but you don't realize it because you believe feelings are real, but what's actually most real is frequency. But essentially, when I was at the carnival yesterday, I was with my dad and sister. It's been most of my trip in Argentina. I was watching, and it's a carnival. You get to enjoy the music. People they make floats, and they kind of it was basically like 4 different, I guess you could say, teams that were competing for like king of the carnival kind of thing. And the first one was nice. Second one passed. I went to sleep after the second one because I wanted to obviously rest. I went to about like 12, and obviously wake up before 5 as always. But after the first one, the second one came, and I just saw and realized that, like, yeah, as much as those stories were there, some of the trip, I want to even, I thought it was my ex-girlfriend that I always speak about. That was basically the time where God found me, and I was lost the most in thinking and not even knowing who I was. And I believed that, being here in this country, having that girlfriend, that lifestyle, the parties, the drugs, I would be able to find the answer. But I did find the answer. I found Jesus, he found me. But living that lifestyle of chasing feelings was never the answer. And then I, you could say, kind of came full circle, but I kind of got more perspective yesterday and saw that, like, yeah, the world, most people, I would say 95% of people, maybe more, believe that the world is within their mind. That, whatever you see, maybe you're watching this video or whatever you do afterwards or before this video, you believe that the world works through your mind. So you believe you have control over what's going to happen. You believe, that feelings towards something is real. You believe these stories in your head are real about the world. But I was reflecting on this on my first meal of the day. I was having lunch, and yeah, it's fake. Essentially, what actually is happening, the way that I've seen and the way I was taught and the way I teach in my coaching is that the world is not your mind, it's not your stories, it's not the control you believe you have, or essentially the control and stories you believe, or the ego that makes you believe that once I have this, or once people see me, or I have this and like I get validated, then I'm winning in life, or that's like how it works. But essentially how it really works is it's all frequency and energy. Meaning when you're thinking, when you're in control, when you're in stories, when you're just in your head and having all these things run through, and like you're in the past and the future, the past and then the future, you believe that's life. You believe it's about like chasing these feelings or capturing these moments and these like things you're creating. But really what you're doing is dampening your energy. You're lowering your frequency. And what life actually is frequency. not feelings. It's not your mind. You believe is where you live life through. People live life through their mind. You live life through your frequency. So that means the less you think, the more you have it within you, the more you're able to live by faith, not by sight. Live, focus on what you don't see, as opposed to believing that what you see is real and that's life, and that's like you have to control everything around you is how life works. The faster you realize that that's fake and that's a narrative that the devil wants you to live so he can control you with feelings and the ego and control and stories and basically just running you around with all these different things. When you let go of that and give it to the world, like I did many months ago and set myself free in many different ways, you realize that you don't have to live that way. That way, like I said, like 95% of people live, is what actually removes you from your power. Because your power is in frequency. Everyone's power is in frequency. The inventor Nikola Tesla said, if you want to understand the world, start to understand frequency, vibration, and energy. So instead of looking at what's in front of you, the computer you're watching this on, or the phone, or the car you have in your driveway, or the house, instead of looking at that and trying to control that and how I make this bigger, or how do people see this, and like all these different things, realize that there is frequency behind everything in this world. And what I want to show you to this video, and when you want my coaching, my Instagram, is that you can start to live a life through frequency and not listening to feelings that the world wants you to live on, or you live on now, or you lived on in the past, and basically got you to now where you're watching this video and understand more of what I'm saying. But that narrative that you have to live that way, and like you see people, for instance, the carnival I went to, I saw people giving a feeling to car driving by that was very well done, but it has a bunch of like things happening, people there, and then the song happening, but people are giving this feeling to that. And what it is simply frequency. It's either high or low frequency, but when you give a feeling to something, you can't really distinguish, or when you live off feelings, you can't distinguish between the two. So especially, like I said, when you're in the lifestyle of chasing women in the clubs, in that scene, that fast life, you're giving such a feeling to that you don't realize it's low frequency. And the more you stay and meet people in that environment that are also giving a feeling, maybe more of a feeling or less of a feeling, whatever it is, but everyone's just giving a variety of different levels of feelings to things. What you start to believe is that your life is feelings, that your life is that feeling you're giving to that woman you meet, or that club you go to, or that vacation you're on, or the weather. I can give a feeling to the weather, and like, oh, I can only feel good if I'm in the sun, and once I leave here, my life sucks, and I'm gonna go to Canada, and it's gonna be a -5 or 10 or 15, or there's gonna be a snowstorm, and oh, it sucks, and I have to leave again. And no, it doesn't matter. It's frequency. So if you're in a hot place like South America or Asia, wherever it is, that it's good weather right now, but your frequency is low, doesn't matter. What matters is your frequency. So if you're giving a feeling to the weather right now, it means you're low frequency. Whatever happening right now, your frequency is low. So you're trying to give a feeling or get some energy from from whatever is externally through your feelings. But instead, when you live off frequency, you don't have to give feelings to things. It actually hurts you to give feelings to things, because you realize it's what actually lowers your frequency. So what I want you to understand with the video, what I'm giving to you, is you have to begin to remove your addiction to feelings. I had an addiction. Still, I'm removing addictions to feelings, because like I said, it's the programming that's given to you throughout life to give a feeling to this, and give a feeling to your dreams, and give a feeling to your visions and the future, and give a feeling to money, and give a feeling to relationships, and give a feeling to how your house looks, and give a feeling to whatever it is. You're giving feelings and control and stories and people and what they're going to say, and competing, comparing. And what you have to be is in peace. You have to be aligned You have to be grateful, you have to be not thinking, and you have to simply be flowing. That is what life is about. It's not giving a feeling to this or that, or competing or comparing. And the perspective I got yesterday is that I can no longer pretend to give a feeling to something. You know, the people there are clapping and they're like, oh, carnival and dancing and everyone's like doing a little move and like drinking and like whatever it is, vaping and smoking. And I was there obviously, like, you know, trying to be respectful, and, you know, people put work into it, but I'm like, I can't get lost in this anymore. Like, as much as I want to clap and, you know, cheer, and like, I can't lose myself in those things anymore. And that's crazy growth for me, but that's where you can get to as well when you put in the work. Like I said, 2 years ago, last year, 2 or 3 years ago, I was completely lost in trying to escape with feelings. Like, I would be here, but I wouldn't be here. Like, I have this view, I have nice weather, but my mind would be in like, oh, when I go to that club this tonight, and I have the girlfriend, and like, how is she gonna behave, and, you know, is it gonna be a good night, and who am I gonna meet, and what's gonna happen after, and like, what time does the DJ go on at? Like, it's just like you're thinking, like stories and thinking, and like trying to control things that are even gonna happen, or you don't even know what's gonna happen, but you're not present. So you have this beauty of a place, to be honest, very beautiful place, but you're not even there. Like, I'm present here, I can enjoy it and be like, wow, this is like, you know, nice. You look outside, you have a view, but when you don't live this life and, you know, have the perspective that I've been able to gain, I'm not better than you, I'm not saying you know, you can't get here, I want you to get here. This is what the video is for, so you can understand that you can get here much faster than I can. But you get a new perspective and a new life when you realize that you were living off feelings for how many years, but now you can live off frequency, and you have peace, you have joy, you have trust within yourself, you love yourself, you remind yourself you don't need anything from the world anymore. You don't need that feeling of this and that and the events and the country and this and all the things I named before. You don't need that anymore. You need your frequency. So the habits that I teach, the way that I, you know, connect with you on the call and basically assess where you're at is going to help you get there. But you also need to want it. That's important as well. I can't want it for you. I can't, you know, make you get off the addiction of feelings. It's something that everyone has, is programmed into you. But when you live this life and follow what I say and, you know, have faith in me, because that's how it's going to work, you can begin to really change faster than any therapist you've been to or any book you're reading, self-help book. I'm really going to tell you to do a few things, and if you do those few things, you change massively. Like in weeks, you'll do what you did in months or even years with other people you work with. Because, like I said, we're starting to assess where your frequency's at. So I'm no longer looking at what you wear on the call or what you say to me and, you know, the stories you try to convince me with. And I just say, okay, this is where you're at. This is your frequency. You're here or here. And based on this, and this, you do that and you get here. And it's just like aligning yourself and getting yourself energetically where you're supposed to be. And then from there you start to peel and, you know, take away all these different things that are holding you in low frequency, and you start to get perspective. And perspective is the best feeling, or best, you could say, sense of growth, because feelings, I don't want to sell you on feelings, but it's a different type of thing, but anyways. But you start to get perspective on how much you're growing, and then from there you can start to really change your life fast, and also the people around you, because you have this understanding. But essentially, I want you to leave with this video understanding that the way you're living now, as real as it may seem, and as much as you think you have control, and, you know, you have stories that you believe are real and want to make real because your ego wants to make stories real and wants to be right, it's fake. You can live a life where you don't have that baggage and that energy, like you're heavy and you're like looking around, you're overthinking, you want to control this and that and the past and the future, and when is it going to happen, and why hasn't it happened yet, and why did she do this and this person and that, and you're unaligned. And when you align yourself, you can begin to have peace, and everything comes together because it's a frequency game, it's not a feelings game. So that's what I want to make you understand with this video. and I hope you got some wisdom from it. Gonna go enjoy a bit more of the weather. There's lots of errands to do because it's my second last day here, but I had to make this video because it's been a few days, and you know, with those few days I learned some things, and that's the biggest thing that really came to my head is like, when you live through your mind, it's like 95% of the world does, you're really not living. It's not life. As real as it does seem, it's not life. Life is frequency. So you can be fooled by the feelings that you're getting, which is the devil working through you to sell you on this and that in the future, in the past. Or you can start to live for frequency and be present and be grateful and actually be where you're at, as opposed to your body being there but your mind is somewhere else because you believe your mind is your life. And then you're actually aligned. Like, you know, the thinking and the stories are gone and you're here, meaning your whole self and being is here. Your spirit is here. Your flesh, you could say, is here, but the spirit is what guides everything. And of course, spirituality is about being in control of the flesh. So the habits will help you with that. The coaching, like I mentioned, will help you with that. So you can follow my Instagram. You can see more there. I'll be keep showing up with the wisdom here. I'm leaving in a few days and really going to lock in with everything even more, just so I can keep growing. And the more I grow, the more you guys grow on this channel, and those that decide to invest and grow with me, because I will keep growing no matter what, because I want this. And the more I see things of this world that I used to get, react to or stimulate from, and I see that it's even more fake. It makes me want it more. It makes me want to just go harder. So you guys will see the growth, how it happens, and you guys will see that frequency always eats feelings because they are fake, and you construct them with the devil. Or you allow the devil to construct them because you don't have control and realize that it's a spiritual battle and nothing else. So if you guys enjoyed the video, like and subscribe if you did. Hope you guys are having a good second month of the year already. And in my last video I said frequency will determine your decisions, but realize that where you're living right now is not as real as it seems. So God bless, much love, and as always, until next time, keep killing it.